All right. And I think we're automatically recording too. Cool. All right. Welcome, everybody. What's up? My name's Telman Knudsen. I'm here with my good friend, longtime friend, Dr. Steve G. Jones. What's up, dude?
Hey, Telman, great to be here.
Yeah. This is the first video we've done for the hypnosis school. And Steve was the first person that I called when I realized what the hypnosis school was going to be all about. Steve has been a hypnotherapist for a very long time, and he is officially our first guest hypnotist and faculty member of the hypnosis school. So you'll probably be seeing a fair amount of him. And we just wanted to jump in and tell you a little bit about what the hypnosis school is all about. I wanted to give you guys a chance to meet Steve, and I want to ask him some questions about hypnosis and his background and experience and all this kind of stuff. So before we jump in, Steve, is there anything that's like burning on your mind that you really want to share with people?
Just that, I'm thankful for you doing this, Telman. And as you mentioned, I've known you for a long time. And I've known you as a hypnotherapist for that long time. And I know that you're dedicated to just being an honest, real, and good person who just wants to do some good in the world and help some folks. So I'm looking forward to working with you and helping people learn hypnosis.
Cool. So when did you become a hypnotist? How many years have you been a hypnotist?
It's been a while. It's been a minute, as they say. So I first started in probably 1982, somewhere in there. I was in high school, Riverside Military Academy. My parents sent me there to, where all the good kids get sent. Everyone gets threatened to be sent to boarding school or military school. My parents followed through, and I didn't want to be there. So I got a book on hypnosis, The Complete Guide to Hypnosis by Leslie LeCron, and I read it and started hypnotizing my roommates and the people who were in the school. It was a boarding school, a military school, so we're all stuck there. So I had them all come to my room, and there I had them lie down on my bed, on my bunk bed, and I hypnotized them. And I worked on things with them, such as being better students and better athletes. And all these years later, it's the same thing, except now the more recent years, the students have been the Dodgers. The athletes have been the Dodgers, and the students who want to be smarter and better at being smart are working with NASA. So, but essentially the same thing I was doing as a kid in military school.
That's cool. Now, are you mostly self-taught, or did you get trained by someone?
I've trained with numerous schools, as you know, they're everywhere.
But there are lots of different schools, yeah.
Yeah, so I've trained with a lot of different schools, and I've also taught myself quite a bit. There's no, my formal education, my doctorate is in educational administration, and I have a master's and a bachelor's degree also. So those are with mainstream schools, but there's no mainstream school of hypnotherapy that's accredited on a national basis through the academic system. So as you know, we're all kind of left to our own devices. So I've studied with everyone who I thought knew anything, and I just kind of put it all together.
How old were you, and how long ago was it when you actually started making money with hypnosis? Like when did you start making a career of it?
I'd say that there was the period, when I was in high school, I wasn't charging. Things were free. So once I got out of high school, I started charging here and there for friends who wanted some help with this and that. And I'd say it really picked up for me. And I opened an official office and started actually seeing clients in that office in about the year 2000. And shortly after that, I got my office in Beverly Hills in the Roxbury Medical Building, 90210. And that's when I started having all my celebrity clients come in. Tom Mankiewicz, who wrote Superman the movie, and Geraldine Saunders, who wrote The Love Boat, and people of that caliber, just because, I was a local Beverly Hills hypnotherapist. So they started coming to me. But that's really when I formalized it, because up until then, I didn't really think of it as a career where you have an office. I thought about it as a kind of, you do hypnosis and people hear about it and you help friends and their friends and they refer people to you, but you have them over to your home or whatnot, or go to their home, more of a house call type thing. So I'd say 2000 is when it really all came together.
That's cool. That's the year I became a certified hypnotherapist, and which was 25 years ago, right? As of the
That's
recording of this
amazing.
video.
That's 25 years ago.
And I'm a little younger than you, I think. I'm 48 right now.
Let me ask my girlfriend, how old am I? I'm very young, she says.
They're
So,
very young. Good answer.
if my math is right, I think I'll be 58 this year. So
That's
I guess I
cool.
got 10 years on you.
Yeah, so you got like 10 years on me. But my teacher and trainer, I was getting trained through, it was technically through the National Guild of Hypnotists, but my or NGH for those in the know.
In the know.
And my teacher was named Sharon Austin, and she owned a Positive Changes hypnosis clinic, and which is a franchise, a hypnosis franchise, like the McDonald's of hypnosis. And nice. I was taking a 12-week course, and halfway through the course, it was group hypnosis time, and we hypnotized the entire group of students and 2 teachers. And when we did the callback, nobody woke up. And when I did, it was like everybody was so relaxed that nobody opened their eyes. So I had to do the callback 3 times, and both teachers sat up in their lazy boy recliners, opened their eyes, and they both offered me a job on the spot.
This guy's good.
Yeah, so I got started in my 20s hypnotizing people. It was cool.
Nice. Wow, that's early on. Yep.
So
formally
let's see.
Like that.
What's that?
To do it formally like that.
Yeah.
In my previous incarnation, I was a preacher for the Church of Christ, and we didn't. I had to keep it on the down low. I mean, I didn't hide it, but the Church of Christ
well,
advocate of hypnosis.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I never became a preacher, but I definitely gave some sermons when I was young in church. So I guess we have that in common a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So cool. So you were a hypnotherapist in Beverly Hills, and so you immediately started working with celebrities, or pretty soon after you got started, because you were in the right place, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2000. The phone book was still a thing, so I had an ad in the phone book, and so they just, they wanted their Beverly Hills hypnotherapist, I guess, and so they looked in there and found me, and so I was able to work with a lot of celebrities, and it was great. I mean, just hit the ground running, and never had any issues with the price or payments or anything, and I worked on a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting people. So that was good. I was glad I finally formalized it that way, because up until then it had been friends and friends of friends, and they'd hear about me and they'd want a session. So it was neat being in the spotlight all of a sudden.
That's cool. Now, I didn't know you then, of course, but since we've known each other, one of the things that I've always been very impressed by is your output. Yeah, you have been a exceptionally prolific, possibly the most prolific hypnotist. I don't know. You have a lot of recordings, a lot of courses, a lot of certifications, a lot of products, a lot of programs that you've created over the years. Like a whole lot. I don't personally know anyone that has released more hypnosis recordings and trainings than you have. And so do you have an area that you're most passionate about, or you specialize in the most, or are you more of a hypno generalist because you've covered so much ground in your career?
Well, initially I was doing what everyone else does, which is weight loss and smoking. In fact, that's what I work with. Tom Mankiewicz, who wrote Superman the movie. He had smoked for 42 years, and his doctor, who was also in Beverly Hills, referred him to me to stop smoking. So smoking and weight loss were my bread and butter, as with a lot of hypnotherapists starting out. But then when I was on the Millionaire Matchmaker as a millionaire and hypnotherapist, and then Bravo's Below Deck as a millionaire and hypnotherapist, and then written up in Forbes and People magazine and so forth, then people started coming to me as the guy who's the millionaire and the hypnotherapist. So they wanted to learn how to use hypnosis to make money. So
Right.
that became my specialty. It's not as if I gravitated toward it or had a passion for it necessarily. It's just the branding that happened because of the way TV sought me out and then presented me. And so I started going in that route. And I really liked it and still do because uh, I have a very analytical mind and it's very quantitative. You know, you can count how much money you're making. We can actually measure income. And
Right.
so with weight loss, you can measure that too, but it's kind of deceiving because you can gain weight, but maybe it's muscle weight, and you can lose weight, but maybe that's muscle weight too. So, you
Right.
know, you don't exactly know what's going on there all the time. So, but with money, it's just, you know, money's money. So it's just easier and more quantifiable, and you're either making more or you're not.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. So, inside the hypnosis school, first of all, guys, this particular video is both going out public and it's in the community in the hypnosis school. And so, if you aren't yet a member and you want to get into the hypnosis school, then request a link to join in the comments, and we'll happily send you a link to come in and see what we're doing and what's going on. What are some of the things that you are hoping to teach and train people on in the hypnosis school at this point, Steve?
Well, I mainly, when I train hypnotherapists, I spoke at HypnoThoughts Live for 10 years when I lived in Las Vegas because they have it in Las Vegas. So Scott Sandland, mutual friend of ours, he invited me to talk every year. So I would always do the same talk, which is how to make money online as a hypnotherapist. So I'd like to uh, go in that direction because I figure there'll be a lot of people teaching how to do hypnosis, and I'll be teaching that too. I have some programs that we can help some folks with. But what you really need as a hypnotherapist is, now that you know this, especially with today's ever changing landscape, how do you make money with that? And it's not about greed or doing it just to make money, but if you're making money, then people are paying you. They're voting with their credit card that you are worthy of giving money to, and you can probably help them. So again, quantitatively, that's a very easy way to keep score. Am I making money? And then you subtract refunds, of course, because if you're making money and people want a refund, that doesn't count. But if you're making money consistently as a hypnotherapist, then you're on the right track. So we should look at how to make money as a hypnotherapist. And the way I like to do it is online. I know a lot of people like to have office sessions, which I think is great. It's great to be a community resource, but my preferred way is to teach people how to create programs like I've done and then market them online.
Well, I mean, let's just touch on that. We're going to do some more in-depth interviews and training and all this kind of stuff in the future. But just from a 30,000 foot view, what is your secret, to being so productive and having created so many online programs over the years? How have you managed to create so many things and to successfully get out there and sell them?
Well, the creation part is all driven by customers. I mean, I don't think I've ever created anything that somebody didn't request at one point. Um, and so we used to get a lot of emails all the time in the early 2000s. Can you create a hypnosis session for this? Or do you have a program for that? And we didn't. So our answer would be no, but we will soon. And then we put it on the to-do list. And I spent about 2 years with some college graduate sound engineers that I hired. And I built a studio in my house. That's when I lived in Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
And I just cranked everything out. And I've been doing that ever since then, just based on what people want and what people need, and where there's an opportunity for me to add value in the marketplace.
Cool, cool. And do you have a favorite product or course or program that you've created?
Uh, I don't know about that, but it's kind of like my children. I love them all equally. But
You've
I
got a
think,
lot.
yeah, I got a lot of kids out there, a lot of grandkids and great grandkids at this point, thanks to affiliate marketing.
That's
But
right.
we have the basic hypnosis program where I train people with just the basics, how to hypnotize people and how to get up and running in a business. Have your intake form and your legal forms and so forth, and how to structure a session and what it looks like, and what to expect from it, and how to work with clients on a practical level, what to say to them when they come in the office, how to prepare them, the clients, for a hypnosis session. So that's all in my basic hypnotist certification program. I say that's my favorite because that one, when people take it, the idea, not with all of them, in fact, probably a small percentage of them, but a certain small percentage of them will go out into the world and help a lot of people. And then some will work their way through to the advanced version of the training, and then the trainer version of the training. And then they will start training people in their part of the world, and it expands. So it's not so much about me and my brand expanding, although that's a side benefit, but it's really about just getting help out there to as many people as possible.
Cool, cool. And just to give people a taste, I know you've created so many things. I mean, unless you've got some special super memory, there's no way you could list them off the top of your head. But could you just rattle off some of the courses and trainings and or recordings you've made in the past, just to give people an idea of some of the things that you've made?
Sure. And they're at my website, stevegjones.com, of course, but mainly we've got a lot of hypnosis downloads, abundance, manifesting abundance, motivation, confidence, stopping smoking, losing weight. So those are examples of the hypnosis sessions that are just generic sessions that people can listen to, rather than having to go to a hypnosis office and share all your details with someone you don't know. I figure those are more reasonable for people. And then as far as programs go, we've of course got the basic, advanced, and trainer certifications. And then we've also got some specialty certifications such as Ericksonian hypnosis. As you know, Milton Erickson was a medical doctor and he used hypnosis. So it kind of brought it more into mainstream. Okay, if a doctor's doing this, a medical doctor, then it must be legitimate. So it helped to legitimize a lot of hypnosis. So I have a course on that, Ericksonian hypnosis.
Cool, cool. And you said you have a stage hypnosis course. I think you have an NLP training.
Right, right. All of those, because those were requested. And yeah, with stage hypnosis, I haven't worked as a stage hypnotist. So I went to Las Vegas, and later I moved there for a while. I lived there for 10 years, but I just studied the shows. What's everybody doing? And I didn't steal anything from anyone. I just looked at the common things that they were all doing. Like they all dim the lights at a certain point. They all have people do a suggestibility test at a certain point. They all exclude people from the stage at some point if they're not doing what they're expected to do, or if they come out of hypnosis. So they're all doing these certain things. So I put that together and I quantified it into my stage hypnosis training program.
Cool, cool. Awesome, Steve. So guys, if you have any questions for Steve, for me, about hypnosis or about the hypnosis school, please let us know in the comments below. And if you have any requests on any particular types of training you'd like to see in the hypnosis school, or any types of hypnosis related topics that you'd like to see us do live group hypnosis sessions on, for weight loss or smoking or stress or insomnia or nail biting or peak athletic performance or self-confidence, past life regression. All options are open, and we really want feedback from you to hear what you're most interested in learning and experiencing inside the hypnosis school. So that's really, really awesome, Steve. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Well, I always like to leave people with this quote from the musical group America about the Wizard of Oz. And it says, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And I think that's very applicable with what we do as hypnotherapists, hypnotists. We don't give anyone anything they don't already have. We just help them find it within themselves, that power, that beauty, that strength, that drive, whatever it is. We just reach in and pull it out. So something that they already have, and we're just showing them that they do have it and allowing them to use it.
I completely agree, Steve. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Michael Brody, who I think it's going to appear. Michael Brody is somebody I've been just chatting with a little bit. He's a hypnotist. And if my memory is correct, he does puppet gnosis. He actually he's a stage hypnotist, and sometimes he uses puppets to hypnotize people, which I'm really excited to see. So I love puppets, and I love when people try changing it up a little bit. So Michael, what's up? Thanks. Good to see you. And yeah, I totally agree, Steve. And there are different viewpoints on this, right? There's no one way of looking at it, but I really like to think of a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist as a little bit of a guide that helps you to gain access to more of your mind and brain, right? It's kind of like you were born driving an automatic, and a hypnotist teaches you how to drive a standard. So you can kind of shift up and shift down your brain waves on command and move into a hyper learning state where you can learn these new habits, reactions, feelings, beliefs about yourself that allow you to operate at a more optimal area, whether it's exercise and nutrition, or whether it's improved memory, or whether it's a better attitude, or improving your level of energy and motivation, right? So I fully agree is that hypnotists don't magically take control of your mind. They teach you how to magically take control of your own mind.
Yeah, very well said. And it's amazing how I like to think of it as how fully customizable your life is. People think that they're kind of stuck in a rut because of who they are and what they know and what's happened to them. But life is fully customizable as long as you know where the dials are and the levers are. And yeah, we help them find all that, like you said.
Rock and roll. Awesome, Steve. Well, this has been really great. This is, as I said, just an introduction. We're going to do one of these introductory videos for all of our new faculty. And I'm super excited to do some more live streams with you and some training and some teaching and really get the hypnosis school rocking. So thanks for being part of everything. And
My pleasure.
really looking forward to chatting again very, very soon.
Same here, Talman. Thanks for everything you do. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Again, this is Telman and Steve G. Jones with the Hypnosis School. If you're not already a member, request a link in the comments and we'll send it to you. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Toodaloo.